So it's Saturday morning, welcome back to the blog. We're just about to head out to, on a 5-hour race power output cycle. We're going to do it in race conditions, so fueling on the move and grabbing water bottles on the move as well, slowing down to grab them. And we're going to see, for the power output that we're planning to race on race day, what sort of speed we do, how I feel. And then afterwards I've got just a quick mile off the bike to see how my legs feel. And we'll see you on the cycle very shortly. Right, so my cameraman James is lost. That's what we've done. I needed a piss anyway, and I didn't fancy wetting myself. I'm not actually on the race. I know I promised race conditions, but I lied. I didn't fancy wetting myself, so I've got to pull it quickly. I'm waiting for James to catch up, and then I'm going to go again. 54 miles in, 21.1 miles an hour. I'm not sure what the wattage is, etc. I will look at that at the end. I'm pretty sure I've gone over what I'm supposed to be doing, but it doesn't matter. I feel very, very comfortable. It's beautiful out here. The weather is amazing. The sun is shining. There's hardly any wind. These are the types of conditions that we want for Ironman. So I will see you all very shortly.
Shut up and sit down.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Right, so like a complete donut, I left my spares in James's car, my videographer, and for the first time in the whole prep, I got a flat. Let's have a look. Bad boy. But there is another twist in the tale. So I sent James home because he'd got enough footage, and what he was going to do is meet me back at my house as I transitioned from the bike to the run. So now I'm 75 miles into this cycle. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've got no spares. and I've got a flat tyre. The joys. What happened was I was forced into a bloody pothole by a driver. It wasn't a BMW driver like it normally would be with those types of shenanigans. I'm not sure what kind of car it was. I was too busy shaking my head. I cycled on for a little bit. I wasn't sure if I had a flat, but the wheel was making a funny noise. Pulled over, and my suspicions were confirmed. So now I'm stuck looking at my bike in the middle of nowhere. I've messaged James, and we're going to see if he can come and rescue this situation. What's going to have to happen now, though, which I'm annoyed about. Depends how long he takes, which will take a while. I'm going to have to fix the puncture, cycle home, and get straight out on the run. Because I've got stuff to do this afternoon. I've got a family, so I can't drag this out any longer than what it needs to be. A little bit annoyed. We're doing some good stuff there. What I might do is just come back on in a second and brief you up with the numbers. So give me a second, I'll do that. I'm back. Right, had a look at the stats. So we did just under 77 miles before probably did about 2 miles with the puncture, but 77 miles in total. An average moving speed of 21 miles per hour. I did average heart rate of 146 beats per minute, which is good for the speed and the power. Also, average wattage, or an average power output of 260 watts, and then a normalised power of 275 watts. I'm happy with those numbers. It was a good day. It was a really good cycle until it wasn't anymore. A bit of a prat, really. I shouldn't have ditched my spares with James. I was trying to save weight. Novice mistake for me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start to walk the bike back towards my house. I'm not that far away. James is going to come rescue me, and we're going to fix the bike, and then I'll cycle home, and then we'll get out on the run. And once again, like it keeps happening to me on these bike rides, I'm covered in sugar and fluid because that is still leaking. But I figured out why it's leaking. It's not a faulty bit of kit. There's a bit of a kind of a fixture that fits on top of here that's gone missing, and I can only assume Conan, my son, BMW driver, driving like a wally, I can only assume my son Conan was to blame. So I'm gonna walk back. You might see me very shortly with James, or you might see him on the walk. Maybe you'll even see me at home, depending on how it goes, but we'll catch you soon. I'm going to call this walk the walk of shame. Terrible behaviour from me, ditching the spares. Got a little bit cocky, didn't I? Thought, I'm not going to get a puncture. It's all going to be okay. Haven't had a puncture yet. But I learnt my lesson. And now I'm walking in my cycling shoes down a country lane. See you soon. So here we go, James to the rescue. And probably won't believe me, but I've never actually changed a tyre on a bike before. I've watched some YouTube videos. They were good. But do I know what I'm doing? back on the race day. That's why I put on the grass. This is the problem with having children. They take your stuff out. Right, so I've got a canister. This to get the tyre off, yeah. Oh, sorry, new energy. These to get the tyre off, but no use without the thing that bloody helps it go into the I don't know what it's even called. Is it the car? Would you call it a gun? What are they even called? So that's sort of weird off now. Like I'm not going to have to roll it home. The fails from this ride continue. Probably not going to go out for a run when I get home. I've just walked 2 miles, you know. That's basically the run.
Yeah, it is a run, isn't it?
Yeah. Disaster. We just have to figure out now what we might try and do. We might try and squeeze into James's car. Probably not going to fit. We'll see you soon with an update. Right, we're in the car. The bike's in the back. My knight in shining armour over here. So I made a joke, poke in front of my son saying, blame, it's a nightmare having children. They hide things and they move things, etc. But this was my fault. I have to accept responsibility here. Should have checked the kit before I came out to make sure it was in there. Didn't. Shouldn't have ditched my spares with James. But we learned a valuable lesson. And now I'm going to go home, spend some time with the family. But the good news is the run up and the cycle up until that point was amazing. Good power, like I said earlier. Good speed. Conditions were good. They got a little bit windier towards the end, but the conditions were great in general. And it means that the target pace that I've set myself for Ironman is more than achievable. So we went for 20.3 miles an hour or something. No, I don't think it was even that actually. I think it was a 5:40 bike. That was my kind of aim or prediction. And today, if I went around at that pace, that would have got me in, and I carried on going around, which I could have. I was completely fine. Heart rate was 146 beats per minute average. So that would have got me in around 5:13, 5:14 or 5:50, something like that. And then if we account for the hills on the day, because it's a little bit hillier, a lot hillier, I think that's a good pace. I think if we got that power output, Mark directly at me, I think we're good. I'll see you in a minute when I get home. So we made it home in one piece. Say hello, Conan. This is my son, Conan. It wasn't quite the 5-hour blog or 5-hour cycle that the blog title says, but we learned some valuable lessons. Probably got more out of the fact that I got a puncture than I would have done if I had carried on cycling and finished the workout. So we got a good workout in. As I said, we've gone over the stats. We'll get a longer one in next week. Catch you then.